Now to a story you'll see only here on Local 12. Diabetics in Kentucky could soon get a safety net when it comes to the potentially life-saving insulin and necessary supplies such as test strips. It is thanks to two proposals with bipartisan support. Local 12's Christian Hauser explains how it would work in talks with the mother of a man who would still be alive today if these protections were already in place.
One proposal would limit the cost of a 30-day supply of diabetic supplies like test strips. The other, named Alec's Law, would allow anyone who could not afford their insulin to receive an emergency 30-day supply for $25.
Nicole Smith Holt's son Alec was a type 1 diabetic. Insulin kept him alive. He managed a restaurant full-time in 2017, but the company didn't offer health insurance.
Once Alec turned 26, he was no longer covered by his parents' insurance, but he couldn't afford insurance on his own full-time salary. And when he went to get his insulin refilled without insurance, he was told it was $1,300 for the 1-month supply. He left the pharmacy without the insulin and began rationing what little he had left. His girlfriend stopped by his apartment to check on him a few days later because he wasn't answering his phone.
She found him deceased on his bedroom floor. Alec had died from diabetic ketoacidosis from rationing his insulin.
Since that day, Nicole's been pushing to make sure no one else dies from being forced to ration insulin. Republican Danny Bentley and Democrat Patty Minter are the sponsors of the Kentucky proposals.
We all know why people with diabetes should care about this. What about the rest of the state of Kentucky population? Why should they care about the cost of insulin prices?
Insurance costs go up when people have bad health outcomes, and they go down when people are healthier. So if people who are insulin dependent are controlling their sugar with the insulin they need, not rationing it, it means that you have fewer people going on dialysis, fewer people having amputations.
Advocate Angela Lautner says it's not just the cost of insulin.
After I'm done being price gouged for this vial of insulin, I also have to go purchase insulin pump supplies, glucose monitor, test strips. This all adds up to hundreds of more dollars per month.
The second proposal would limit the cost of diabetic supplies, such as those needles and test strips, to $30 a month.
If passed, these bills would not cover every diabetic. They only affect state-regulated plans. So for instance, any plan that you bought through the state's insurance exchange. Representative Minter says they will be considered when the legislature gets back in session the first week of January. For Local 12 News, I'm Christian Hauser.
If passed, Kentucky would become the fourth state with Alec's Law and these protections for diabetics. Now, there's also an effort to get them adopted on a federal level.